to Tech Talk from MarketStream.live. This is where we're going to break down the technical components using charts, moving averages, as well as the option pricing. Give you a little transparency on what the implied move is in the stocks that we want to take a look at in the here and now. My name is Joe Cusick from the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. Let's jump right in. So I said we're going to look at charts. We're going to look at the option pricing. We're going to give you a little transparency of where the stocks have been trading and where the implied move is, or in other words, the forecasted move in the stock is being priced in by the options going forward. So the four stocks that we want to look at have earnings after hours. So you can go and measure exactly what we're talking about today and see how it plays out. First stock is NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. Stock's trading right around 67.83, down 213, or around 3%. Now it is having earnings after hours. And so what we want to do is look at where the support or resistance levels are to give us some context on where over the last 50 days and 200 days we could see some action. In other words, where do we have to start thinking about, is this stock going to continue to move to the upside? Or if it's moving to the downside, where's the support? Taking a look at a simple moving average like the 50-day simple moving average and 200-day simple moving average is the easiest way to do that. In NVIDIA, the 50-day moving average comes in at 66.20, so it's right below where the stock is trading, roughly buck in, which would be considered longer term, either support or resistance. In this case, its support is at $48.50. So clearly we can see that the stock right now has established a midterm support level. 66.20 is that level, using the past 50 days of price action and plotting it on that line. Now the options have a component called implied volatility in it. That's a component that allows option market makers to forecast potentially what expectations are of future movement in the underlying. It basically is driven by supply and demand, or in other words, price action in the options. That's what implied volatility is. And the implied volatility in NVIDIA is running at around 77%. Now, what does that mean to you? Well, if you look at it from a 52-week range where the low is and the high is, and then mark it out against its mean or median, it's right now at the 85% level or rank. That means it's very high. There's a heightened expectation of potential violent moves either up or down in the stock. The mean is 35, so after the announcement of earnings, we should expect that this implied volatility should move down. But what is the forecast of potential movement right now for the stock coming into earnings? Well, right now the options are pricing in the potential for the stock to move either up or down around $5.14. Folks, that means that it could either be trading as high as $72 and some change or as low as $62 and some change after this announcement. That's the kind of range that the options marketplace is pricing in for potential movement in the stock. This is great context here. So not only do you have a technical picture of using past price history from the charts and utilizing the moving averages of 50 days and 200 days, but now you're looking at a forecast of potential movement over the next 11 days in the stock, and specifically what it could potentially move in and what's priced in going into the binary event. And it's already down $2 today, so we'll watch that one closely after hours and join us at the closing bell to see how this is actually working out. I'll be talking about that at 4:30 Eastern. The next stock we want to talk about is Nordstrom's. JWN, stock's trading at $56.70, up $4.42 already today, or roughly around 8.5%. The 50-day moving average is 52. So with the stock trading at 56, this is now midterm support. That's the level we're going to watch. If the stock does pull down after earnings or at any point in time, that's a support level we want to see it held if we're long. If you're short or getting bearish, we want to see it break through there to see if that continuation of the downside will continue. The 200-day moving average is at $48.35, which would be longer-term support, right? Looking at price history over 200 days, that gives me a longer-term perspective. The options are running at an implied volatility of 77%. The IVR, the rank, is at 85%. The mean right now is 33% as far as average volatility. Volatility will tend to revert back to the mean, either below or above. So right now, the options are pricing in the potential for this underlying to move almost 10% coming into earnings, plus or minus $5. Stock's already up $4.42 in advance of earnings. Let's see how this plays out, but it's pricing in the ability to, when it opened, to be either at right around 57 or going as low as 46. So it's already showing some of its colors. Let's see how it plays out towards after the close when they announce earnings. The next one is Michael Kors. You're hearing a lot of retail names. That's the part of the earnings cycle we're in, where you'll have consumer discretionary and retail names coming out. Michael Kors is ticker symbol KORS, and stock's trading at 51.64, up $1.46 or 2.9%. The 50-day moving average, 48.50. So we're above, the stock price is above that $48 level. That's your midterm support. $50.35 is the 200-day moving average. So we're real close to the 200-day moving average or long-term support. We're going to watch this very closely. The options with the implied volatility of 77%, its IV rank is very high, 93%. So there's a heightened expectation of potential violent moves, either up or down. The options are pricing in the stock to potentially move $4.52 either up or down. So it could get as high as basically around 54 and some change, or as low as 46 and some change. That's what the range that the options are pricing in for the stock right now. The last one that we want to look at is a communications name, is Acacia. ACIA is the ticker symbol. Stock's trading at 70.37, down about $2.64. The 50-day moving average is at 96, and the 100-day moving average is at 82. The stock is obviously been to the downside. You can see the moving averages are above, so they're acting as resistance. The trend has been negative. This stock and this particular stock, this communication stock, actually does quite a bit of business outside of the United States. So the Trump policies could play into this stock. You see some weakness in it right now. We'll see if that continues. The implied volatility is at 127%. The IV rank is at 98%, so it's very high, heightened expectation of big moves. And as a matter of fact, when you look at the options pricing, it's pricing in the potential for this stock to move either up or down over $12. So you're seeing over a 12% move being priced in for the stock to potentially move in a range of basically between $80 to the upside as the top end of the range, or going as low as basically $58 roughly in that range. So we'll watch ACIA after hours, see how it moves post earnings. All right, that's all for Tech Talk today. Now you have some real transparencies. You have a different take on how to look at these stocks going into events like earnings, or just how the market's pricing in potential movement and looking for support and resistance. This is some great stuff. You're not going to hear it on any other network like this. So stay tuned. We're going to have the closing bell at 4:30 Eastern Time, where we'll cover these stocks and wrap up the day so that you can get ready to do some homework tonight and trade much, much better tomorrow. So we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching MarketStream.live.